Hello and welcome back to the Basketball Enthusiast. Just want to apologize for the last video. We're a little bit out of it and we forgot to mention some things and to clarify some things. So we're just gonna correct a little bit of the information that we gave for the last video. Once again, this is September of 2022. And the Basketball Enthusiast is going to talk about free agency once again.
Yes, I wanted to continue with the topic that we were that I covered a little bit on. It was expectations for both the Lakers and Nuggets. Starting with the Nuggets, I spoke about the new players they acquired, and Bruce Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, Laker fans remember him, and DeAndre Jordan, who was also in the Lakers last year. If the Denver Nuggets have a healthy Jamal Murray with Nikola Jokic, who's now a two-time MVP, the Nuggets should, at least depending on who they match up with, make the Western Conference Finals and play the Golden State Warriors. Because the Denver Nuggets, they have a solid bench. They have a really good bench, and they have an excellent coach in Mike Malone, who knows how to motivate his guys and his players. The last 2 years, they've lost in the first or the second round due to the fact that it was basically Nikola Jokic being the only all-star caliber player there, and he's been asked to do a lot, which, losing to the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, there's no shame in that. But if Jamal Murray's there and he can give 25 to 30 points a night, I can see the Nuggets making the Western Conference Finals and playing the Golden State Warriors if they're healthy. Now, when it comes to the Lakers, if LeBron and AD can get to the playoffs healthy and ready to go, they could be an interesting team right now. They added some young players, and JTA, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones. They brought him back, which is key. They added Troy Brown Jr., who played for the Bulls, and also Lonnie Walker IV, who was on the Spurs. And I think those young guys, along with Thomas Bryant, who they picked up from free agency, I think those 5 young players that they picked up will really help the Lakers. They last year struggled winning games because they were an older team and it was hard to guard anybody. Not only were they an older team, but the fact that the Lakers, they signed so many offensive players. The only two-way players they had were Stanley Johnson and Avery Bradley, and Anthony Davis last year. They only had 3. So everybody else was offensive. Russell Westbrook, Melo, LeBron, and the other guys that they had on the team. So this year, I think their defense will be better with guys like Juan Toscano Anderson, who are good individual defenders, Troy Brown Jr., Lonnie Walker and Troy Brown Jr. are going to be really good defenders for the Lakers. On different YouTube, on other channels, I should say. There were on JSM, I think is the name of the channel. The guy was saying the guy had said Lonnie Walker and Troy Brown Jr. specifically, they have the skill set and the potential to be really good defenders, but they sometimes lack focus on that end of the floor. So I think under Darvin Ham, they will be more focused and locked in and paying more attention to the defensive end, and they will help the Lakers with what they struggled with last year. Now, the only thing the Lakers might struggle with this year, which is the opposite of last year, is shooting the basketball. Not having any shooters on their team. Hopefully, maybe the guy from Summer League, Max Christie, he's the rookie that they have on the contract. Maybe Cole Swider, they give him a shot or whatever. But other than that, I think the Lakers, if they're healthy, they can give any team a tough 6 to 7 game series.
Okay. All right. So Was that all for the Nuggets and Lakers that you wanted to talk about?
Yes. Yes, regarding those two teams.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us for this quick recap of the episode, the previous episode, and hope to see you again. All right, thanks.